Hadrat Mawlana Khalid al-Baghdadi. Hadrat Mawlana Khalid al-Baghdadi, one of the great Awliya, those loved by Allahû Teâlâ, who lived at the end of the 18th and beginning of the 19th Miladi century in Iraq and Syria. He was among the 29th link as the chain of alims, Islamic scholars, and Awliya known as the Silsile Aliyah, chain of blessed Awliya, al-Sunnah, the itikad of belief which is required in order to have correct iman alims, that conveyed the true path of al-Sunnah from the time of our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. He was the Mujadid, those who spread the books of the Mujtahids, great alims who drew meanings or conclusions, through endeavoring to understand the hidden meaning in an ayat karima or a hadith sharif all over the world and restore the teachings of the al-Sunnah and the right way of his century. His father's name was Ahmed. His own name was Khalid. His honorary title was Ziauddin, and he became famous with the name Al-Baghdadi. Through his father he descended from Hadrat Uthman, and through his mother from Hadrat Ali. Because of this he was also called Uzmani. He was born in Hijri, year 1192, Miladi year 1778, in the town of Sharazur, north of Baghdad. He passed away in Hijri year 1242, Miladi year 1826, in Damascus. His qabr, grave, is in his turba, tomb, at the cemetery at the foot of Mount Qassiyun, north of Damascus, and is visited by many of his lovers. Hadrat Khalid al-Baghdadi began his education at a young age, drawing attention with his sharp intelligence, strong memory, firm willpower, and diligence. He studied at Suleymaniye Madrasa, School of Islamic Instruction, with the famous alims of his time, Muhammad bin Adam al-Kurdi, Salih al-Kurdi, Abdurrahim Barzanchi, and his brother Abdul Karim Barzanchi, Abdullah al-Harpani, and many others receiving ijazah, diploma testifying to the holder's authority on Islamic knowledge from them. He learned sarf, science of morphology, changing base words into different examples, nahush, how Arabic words are written and why, adabiyat, Islamic literature, usul, methodology or fundamentals of an Islamic science, iman, kalam, mantiq, logic, hikmah, wisdom, reason, rational, astronomy, geometry, mathematics, as well as tafsir, explanation of Quran al-Karim, hadith, saying actions of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, fiqh, Islamic law based on teachings of Quran al-Karim and hadith al-Sharifs, kalam, documented teachings of iman and itiqad, and tasawwuf, purifying the heart, spiritual development, and other ilm. He memorized the entire Qamus, Arabic dictionary, of Firuzabadi. In all these sciences he attained such mastery that he could teach even alims and scientists. His superiority and breadth of ilm earned him the admiration of all the alims and awliya of his era. Whatever he was asked from any science, he would immediately answer. People were astonished by his intelligence and knowledge. When his Khoja, religious teacher, Sayyid Abdul Karim Barzanchi, passed away from plague in Hijri year 1203, Miladi year 1788, he took over teaching so that his teacher's talaba, students, followers, would not be left without guidance. Alims from all directions flocked to his lessons. He could solve every problem, heal every difficulty. He paid no attention to worldly things, making ibadah, worshipping day and night. Thus, at the age of 21, he became a Khoja to alims and talaba, teaching for 7 years. His words were effective and were respected among both common people and the elite. Khalid, when you go to Mecca al-Mukarramah, honored city where the Kaaba is. If you see something that seems improper to you, do not reject it immediately. One Friday in Mecca, while reciting Dala'il al-Khairat, a compilation of salawat, that is sending of blessings and peace upon our Prophet alayhi salam, facing the Kaaba al-Muazzama, exalted, respected Kaaba, a structure located in the direction which Muslims make salat toward. It is in Islam's most important mosque known as Al-Masjid al-Haram in Mecca. He saw a person turning his back to the Kaaba and facing him, thinking, how shamelessly he has turned his back to the Kaaba. He has no adab, Islamic etiquette, good manners. That person spoke, respecting a mu'min, believer, is greater than respecting the Kaaba. That is why I have turned my face to you. Why are you criticizing me? Have you forgotten the advice of the person you met in Medina? Hadrat Mawlana Khalid understood that this was a great wali, one loved by Allahû Teâlâ, apologized to him and pleaded, please accept me as your talaba. That person replied, you cannot mature here, then pointed with his hand toward India and said, your completion will happen there, and left. It is narrated that this person was his future Khojah, Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi. Hadrat Mawlana Khalid returned to Sulaymaniye and resumed teaching, but day and night his mind was on India. One day while in these thoughts, a man named Mirza Abdurrahim, a talaba of Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi in Delhi, came to him. That student said, my Khojah, Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi, sends his salams, Muslim greeting, meaning peace, safety and protection from evil and faults, and says you should come to him. They spoke at length in private. Mawlana Khalid stopped coming to teach his talaba. The talaba began to complain about the Indian guest. Shortly after, in Miladi year 1809, they set out on a journey to India together via Iran and Afghanistan. The sudden departure of Hadrat Mawlana Khalid, leaving his madrasa and talaba, caused deep sorrow among all the people and talaba of the city. They begged him to stay, warning of the dangers and darkness of India, but he replied, the water of life is found in darkness. With Mirza Abdurrahim, he set out on foot, arriving first in Tehran. After a long, exhausting journey lasting months, they finally reached Delhi, previously known as Jehanabad, after a full year. On arriving in Delhi, Hadrat Mawlana Khalid, filled with the joy of reaching the city of Abdullah al-Dahlawi, distributed everything he had with him on the journey to the poor. Then he reached the presence of the greatest Awliya of India and great Alim, Shah, Emperor King, Abdullah al-Dahlawi. Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi accepted him as a talaba and assigned him to clean the dargah, place where salat and religious instruction is conducted, to give tarbiyah, develop, train in manners, to his nafs, a force in people that commands and dominates their desires, wishes, and appetite, and is enemious to Allahû Teâlâ. Although he was such an alim, Hadrat Mawlana Khalid did not object at all. One day, cleaning the floor came difficult to his nafs, so he addressed his nafs. If you dare run from this honorable duty given by my blessed Khojah, I will make you sweep the floor not with a broom, but with this beard. After that, no such influence came from his nafs again. One day, while carrying water, he met Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi, who saw a tremendous nur, radiance, rising from Hadrat Mawlana Khalid's Mubarak, blessed shoulders. Towards the Arsh, Allahû Teâlâ's largest creation, that which is the end of matter, bordering the seven skies, above the Kursi, outside the seventh sky and inside the Arsh, encompassing all creation, and saw malaks, angels, watching him with envy and admiration. Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi realized Mawlana had reached very high ranks in tasawwuf, that he had reached kamal, perfection, and withdrew him from the cleaning duty, ordering him to remain constantly in his presence. Hadrat Mawlana Khalid al-Baghdadi served his Khoja with full devotion, enduring mujahada, struggle against the nafs, to do what the nafs dislikes, and riyazat, not doing the desires of the nafs. He worked with Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi for 5 months, and through his suhbas, companionship of a prophet or wali, talking about their blessed lives or reading their books, and tawajjuh, focus attention on a person for the passing on of knowledge, he attained the happiness of becoming one of the great Awliya. He reached the station of huzur, serenity, tranquility, peace, and mushahada, seeing with the eye of the qalb, to attain yaqeen, that is closeness to Allahû Teâlâ, and attained wilaya kubra, highest degree of being a wali. He completed his degree of kamal in the tariqas, ways 2, orders of tasawwuf, of mujaddidiyya, qadiriyya, suhrawardiyya, kubrawiyya, and chishtiyya. He attained all the secrets and spiritual excellences in Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi's qalb. When Mawlana Khalid found faid, spiritual enlightenment, blessings and favors that come from our Prophet's alayhi salam heart through the hearts of Awliya, and kamal, perfection, Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi said to him, "O Khalid, now go to your homeland in Baghdad, and connect the lovers there with their beloved, Allahû Teâlâ." Hadrat Mawlana Khalid replied, "O my means of prosperity, my high refuge, my master, there are many Sayyids of the Haidari and Barzanchi families there. How can I dare to engage in giving advice about the true way among them? They are respected and a refuge for alims. If I attempt such a task, even the people will stop me." Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi said, "Go to your homeland and engage in irshad, guidance. All the Sayyids will rub their faces on the soil of your feet and serve your honorable self. The governors, officials, alims, men of virtue there will kiss your blessed feet. Now ask me for whatever you wish, O Khalid." Mawlana Khalid said, "I ask for religion, not the world." Hadrat Abdullah al-Dahlawi responded, "Go, I have given you everything you asked for. On your way, in such and such place, there is a great wali, who for 2 years has neither eaten, drunk, nor spoken, lost in sharif, honorable, love of Haq, Allahû Teâlâ, like the dead, motionless, immersed in divine love. Give him my salams, Muslim greeting, meaning peace, safety and protection from evil and faults. Receive his khayr, auspicious du'as, invocation, intimate prayers, asking for forgiveness and favors, and kiss his hand which is sharif." Then, with all his talaba and loved ones, he escorted Hadrat Mawlana Khalid for 4 miles. He said, "Khalid has taken everything with him." When Hadrat Mawlana Khalid reached the town, he asked where that wali was. They pointed him out from afar. As he approached, Hadrat Mawlana Khalid, rahmatullahi alayh, expression of honor and respect for Islamic alims, meaning, "May Allahû Teâlâ grant mercy and blessings on them," was overcome with fear and awe from that wali's heba, awe-inspiring, and could not move. He stood frozen. He immediately remembered Shah Dahlawi, and his fear lifted. He approached and conveyed his Khoja's salams. That wali lifted his head from muraqaba, awareness that Allahû Teâlâ is perpetually aware of all things, and said, "Alayke alayhi salam," invocation, wishing peace be upon a prophet or an archangel. Then he added, "O Khalid, your conquest and irshad will spread in Baghdad." Then he returned to his muraqaba. Mawlana Khalid was amazed at how that wali had plunged into the ocean of nisbat, affinity or connection, with Muhammad alayhi salam, remaining constantly in nurse of fade and never separating from muraqaba, of chemal, beauty, of Allahû Teâlâ, and left from there. Hadrat Mawlana Khalid al-Baghdadi then traveled to Shiraz, then to Isfahan, then to Hamadan. In every city he entered, he made it his practice to remind people of the commands and prohibitions of Allahû Teâlâ. When those with a spoiled itiqad, creed, tenet of belief, heard of his vaz, Islamic advice, in these cities they wanted to harm him, but because of Allahû Teâlâ's protection and Hadrat Mawlana Khalid's haiba, they could not do anything. Then he went to Senandij, and from there in Hijri, year 1226, miladi year 1811, he returned to his homeland, Sulaymaniyah. All the alims, men of virtue, talaba, local notables, and the people came out in joy and celebration to welcome him. Sulaymaniyah was like a festival. After staying there for a while, he went to Baghdad. He settled in the madrasa of Hadrat Sayyid Abdul Qadir al-Gailani, and for about 5 months taught people the commands and prohibitions of Islam. Then he returned again to Sulaymaniyah and continued teaching and training talaba. In 1813, Mawlana Khalid left Sulaymaniyah again for Baghdad. On his second arrival in Baghdad, many people became his talaba. The nur of irshad spread everywhere as clear as the sun. The first of his talaba there was Baghdad's mufti, person that looks after Islamic affairs and informs people about rulings of Islamic alims, Sayyid Abdullah Haidari. With the help of the Governor Said Pasha, title granted to governors, generals, and dignitaries, the Ihsaiya and Isfahaniya madrasas were repaired and presented to Mawlana Khalid, who settled there to spread ilm and adab etiquette. He advised his talabas and those he loved, saying, "My will to you is this: abandon objecting to the Hujjah who teaches you Islam. Adhere to the religion of Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Salatu salam, invoking that Allahû Teâlâ grant all kinds of goodness and superiority on Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam in this world, and akhirah, hereafter. And know that erasing your own self is the essence of this way. Without these three, there is no progress on this way. The great ones of this way are never ghafil, heedless of their followers. No one can stand against them. Whoever tries to stand against them, their work, their head, their happiness is lost. Wives, children, property, and possessions are trusts from Allahû Teâlâ. When He wishes, He takes back His trusts. The sign of being saved from one's nafs amara, the excessive passions, desires, and dictates of the nafs, is to see praise and blame from others as being equal. Being happy with people's being interested in you and sad when they do not show interest in you is a sign of a great lack of understanding and foolishness. My most important will is this: do not forget death, the conditions of akhirah, and the true owner of all nimets, blessings. Try as much as you can to advance in following the Sunnah, things which Allahû Teâlâ does not clearly command, but which our acts our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam praised, or which he habitually did, or which he did not prohibit though seeing them done, of the Master of the Prophets sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Recite the Kalimat at-Tawheed, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadun Rasulullah, that is, Allahû Teâlâ exists and is one. Muhammad alayhi salam is the Prophet sent by Allahû Teâlâ, 1,000 times a day, in a voice so low it cannot be heard, while turning your qalb to its meaning. Let nothing remain in your qalb except the matlab, divine Allahû Teâlâ. because in the way of the great ones, the true aim is the Ma'bud, real deity. Our way is the way of following the religion of Islam. Everyone should strive for this as much as they can. All efforts should go toward spreading the Sunnah and eliminating bid'ah, innovations to Islam, and ensuring that Muslims hold the correct itikad as explained by the alims of al-Sunnah. Zuhd, highest degree of turning away from worldly things, and ibadah, performed without this effort, could also be done by the blind, the crippled, and the elderly. It is a great blessing to read to people and recommend books that explain the conditions, pillars, sunnah, and adab of salat. Bearing the hardships that come from people is a character beloved by Allahû Teâlâ, loved by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and cherished by the great Awliya. May your ahir ending and akibat, outcome, conclusion be good.